I work nights at a place most people forget exists. The City Archive building doesn't hold famous artifacts or priceless documents. It stores recordings, old tapes, audio logs, emergency calls, interviews that never made the news. My job is simple: digitize them before time erases what's left. I like the quiet. The machines hum. The clocks tick. And the voices from the past speak only when I press play. Until one night, a voice spoke back. It started with a box labeled unsorted -1997. No case number. No index. Just a warning stamped in red ink. Do not duplicate. That should have been my sign to leave it sealed. But curiosity is a dangerous thing when you're alone after midnight. Inside were cassette tapes, each handwritten with dates and times. No names, no locations, just hours, minutes, and seconds. I loaded the first tape, static, then breathing, slow, careful. A man's voice whispered coordinates I didn't recognize, followed by a pause, so long I checked to see if the tape had stopped. Then the voice said something that made my skin tighten. Recording 1. If you're hearing this, it's already too late. I shut it off and laughed. People dramatize things, especially back then. Paranormal stories, hoaxes, performance art, it was common. I logged it as a theatrical recording and moved on. The second tape didn't sound theatrical. It sounded afraid. The man described following a sound that didn't belong anywhere, footsteps that echoed out of rhythm, doors opening where no doors existed. He spoke like someone documenting something real, not trying to scare an audience. Then he stopped mid-sentence. The tape kept running. I could hear the room he was in. A faint electrical hum. A clock ticking. The same clock that was ticking behind me. I paused the tape. The archive room was silent again. I told myself it was a coincidence. Old buildings share acoustics. Sound bleeds. Still, I packed up early that night. The next evening, I found a new tape on my desk. Same handwriting, same box label. But this one had today's date. I hadn't cataloged it. No one else worked my shift. I didn't play it. I locked it in the drawer and focused on other work, pretending the archive hadn't noticed me noticing it. At 1:13 a.m., the lights flickered. Not a blackout. Just a single blink, like the building was closing its eyes. When they came back, the tape was gone from the drawer. The recorder beside me turned on by itself. Static poured from the speaker, then settled into something clearer. My own voice filled the room. Not live. Recorded. I shouldn't have listened, it said. If you're hearing this, don't make my mistake. My mouth went dry. I had never recorded that message. The tape continued. I described the archive in perfect detail, the cracked ceiling tile above my desk, the humming light, the smell of dust and cold metal. Then I said something that made my hands shake. It knows I'm here. I stood up, heart racing, scanning the rows of shelves. Thousands of recordings stared back, silent witnesses. The voice on the tape laughed softly. Not mocking, resigned. I shut everything down and left. The next morning, my supervisor asked why I'd accessed restricted materials. According to the system, I'd logged 6 hours of recording overnight. I hadn't been there. Security footage showed me sitting at my desk, headphones on, speaking into a microphone I don't own. At 3:02 a.m., the footage glitched. When it returned, the chair was empty. That night, I didn't go back. But the recordings followed me. At home, my phone played audio I never downloaded, static, breathing, the same clock ticking. My voicemail filled with messages that were just silence, yet somehow felt occupied. I dreamed of endless shelves and a red light blinking in the dark, waiting for me to speak. On the fourth night, I broke. I returned to the archive. The building was unlocked. Every recorder was running. Hundreds of voices whispered at once, fear, confusion, warnings layered on warnings, all of them different. All of them ending the same way. A pause, then silence. At my desk sat a single tape, labeled in my handwriting, "Final log." I didn't want to listen, but I did. My voice spoke calmly. "This place doesn't store recordings," it said. "It keeps moments that shouldn't disappear. When someone listens long enough, it learns their voice." The tape paused. Then I heard myself inhale. If you're hearing this, you're already part of the record. And if you enjoy stories like this, mysteries that blur the line between truth and silence, please subscribe to my channel. New stories are shared regularly, and some of them don't want to be forgotten. The tape clicked off. The archive lights shut down one by one. I ran. And somewhere, in a building full of forgotten voices, a recorder is still running, waiting for the next person who listens too closely.